We have started chapter number one from our subject machine drawing. Okay. As we discussed in this chapter, mainly it is divided into two parts: basics of machine drawing. A few things we were already discussed. Thereafter, we have started study of BIS conventions. So as we know, BIS stands for Bureau of Indian Standards that we have discussed. Let us take quick uh, recap what we have seen in this subject. Okay, so these things already we have discussed, the syllabus discussed in detail what we are going to see. Thereafter, definition of machine, then drawing different symbols we have seen, and how it is used in a drawing language. Okay, so drawing is called language of engineers. Today you have undergone one of the session, interesting session related software. So softwares are called a language of engineers. Software is called backbone of engineers. That also we have discussed. So something like this only. So symbol, then placing of dimension, one of the important title we have discussed. Depending upon dimension line, how different system are there, or we can say in simplest language, how different dimensioning systems are there, or placing of dimension, how dimensions are placed for a drawing that we have discussed. So different methods are there in that. Again, align the system where we can read the drawing either from the bottom or right hand side. Okay, and a text is always placed above. That in depth we have discussed. Unidirectional, uni means only one. Direction of the visualization or reading direction only is from the bottom, and text is placed, the figure text or number is placed either above or in between. So that is unidirectional system. 2 points we have to remember. Thereafter, chain dimensioning. For chain dimensioning, we have seen what does it mean by chain, and thereafter we have discussed what is chain dimensioning. Chain means what we have discussed means was once one element will get over, next will start. When next will get over, next will start. Something like this. Chain dimensioning we have seen. Thereafter, parallel dimensioning. As simple as this, dimension line will be in parallel to each other. Combined itself, word itself is giving definition. Combined fashion. Dimensions are given in pan. This also we have discussed the significance and importance. Why it is necessary to manufacture a particular part in standard dimension. So that we discussed. Even I have given example of a refill of pen. If ink from the refill will get over, we are generally not throwing the pen. We are replacing the refill. So in general, again, general statement. Why? What is the guarantee that whatever refill I have purchased, it will get fit to my pen? That is nothing but interchangeability. Something like this. Okay. Uh, Title block. Lot many things we have discussed related to title block. Why it is important. Title block, one of the shown. Then last lecture we have seen this title. Are you remembering? Sheet sizes. Different sheet sizes or like and layout recommended by BIS. So just one title we have discussed where how many total standard sheet sizes are there? Drawing sheet sizes. How many are there?
5.
5 are there. So right from A0, A1, A2, A3, A4. Which is the largest sheet size?
A0.
A0 is the largest sheet size. Which is the smallest sheet size?
A4.
A4. And then how we have discussed, how we can remember this to uh, form this table or complete the table. How I have told or how we have to remember this table? Can anybody quickly tell? Which size we have to remember? Our basic or standard size. Which size we have to
A4.
remember? A4. What is its size? 210 into 297. Then which is the multiplication factor? So that we can remember further side.
Root 2.
Root 2 or 0.070 we can say. So we can multiple by it. Okay, so root 2 we will get next in this way. We can remember this. Okay, so that we have seen. Thereafter, we have seen this title, conventional representation of engineering materials. So there is no rocket science in this. It is very simple. How to remember conventional representation or conventions of the material. It is very simple. If you will see first one metals, again in that soft metal and hard metal. So soft metal only one directional hatching we can say, and crossing or cross hatching in case of uh, hard metal. In case of hard metal, it is like this. Then glass, that symbol also is okay. Then packaging and insulating material, again porcelain, stoneware, marble, dotted inclined line, dotted inclined line. And in case of asbestos, fiber, synthetic resin, etc., one line should be horizontal, another one is inclined. Okay. Then liquids, then wood and concrete. We have discussed this. So up to this we have discussed in last lecture. Okay. So concrete, we have discussed why at the end of last lecture. What does it mean by concrete? It is a mixture of cement, sand, water, or gravel. And I have asked a small question. Okay. So whatever triangular symbols are there in the symbol of concrete, is it filled or empty or hollow one? In
Filled.
basic civil engineering, in basic civil engineering, many times you might have come across this symbol. Okay. uh, Symbol of concrete. That is again very simple. So today we are going to see this one of the most important title. It is nothing but conventional representation of gears. Conventional representation of gears. Okay, so here again, here you have to remember concept of basic mechanical engineering, BME, or maybe some BCME something subject. Basic mechanical engineering you might have learned, so only that you have to remember. So it is considered that you have learned all the concepts related to gears in your first year only. Now you are going to see here conventions of gears, how gears are represented. That is our syllabus, I will say in more precise way, how gears are represented. That is our concern now. So at this stage you should know what is gear. What I'm telling, at this stage you should know what does it mean by gears. So shall I ask question, what do you understand by gear, or what it is coming in your mind if I will say gear? So here it is a definition, or we can say here it is a word. Instead of definition I will say it is a word. So here it is a word, this word. So can anybody tell what does it mean by gear? Hmm?
Circular metal piece with it having teeth.
Circular metal piece which having teeth. Okay, so partially correct. Again, more precise. Good effort with the beginning. I will say it is a good effort. Any other? Any want to detail? So here it is a image. One image it is there. I have put here one image for the gear. No issue. So any image is also in front of you, so you can tell the definition. Or what do you understand from gear? What is gear? Any other? Especially diploma student or maybe regular student, you might have learned in your first year. Metallic piece, one of the definition came something like this: metallic piece which is having teeth. Okay, but what is the purpose of this? Purpose? Hmm,
To increase or
purpose is
decrease
Gear is
speed.
a mechanical component
huh?
which is used
Huh,
to transmit power from one shaft to
very
another
good,
shaft.
very good, 100% correct. So it is a mechanical element which is used to transfer power. It is most important. This definition you might have learned, if not now you remember. It is a mechanical element which is used to transmit power from one shaft to another shaft, from one shaft to another shaft. So here shaft number one, and here there is a shaft number two. So such it is used to transfer the power from one shaft to another shaft. So somebody was telling to increase the speed, decrease the speed, rotation, etc. It is for secondary purposes, but primary purpose is to transfer the power. Are you knowing some other elements which are used to transfer power apart from gears? Is there any some other elements which are used to transfer the power? Are you knowing some elements in your day-to-day life which are also used to transfer power apart from gears? Is there any elements, or which elements are used to transfer power from one shaft to another shaft? In other simple word I will tell, to join the shafts. Two shafts are joined, something like this, not by nut bolt etc., but the elements are used to transfer power. Are there such elements apart from gears? Hmm? Apart from gears, are there such element? Quickly, fast. If you are knowing yes, say yes. If not, say no. Whatever, huh? Fast. Are you knowing such elements? Some other elements? Are you knowing belt? Have you heard a word belt?
Yes, sir.
Okay, belt. What do you think about belt? Belts are there. Belts in you will see many more applications are there in case of engines, in case of floor mill. Floor mill, pitashi girni, we are saying in Marathi something like this. Floor mills. Again, there is a one motor which is called as prime mover, and it is rotating. Belts are used. So, what do you say about belt and gear? Whether belts are used to transfer power? What do you think? What do you think about this statement? Belts are used to transmit the power. Is it true or false?
Yes, yes, sir. It is true, sir.
It is true. Belts are used to transfer power. It is
Yes, sir.
true. Absolutely, it is true. This is statement is true because belts are also used to transfer. In next lecture, in next chapter, we are going to see belts also. It is also one type of mechanical element which is used to transfer power. Belts. So now, what is the difference between gears and belts then? Both are used to transfer power. Okay, both are used to transfer power, but when there is a less distance between shaft, when there is a less distance between shafts, so what will be used? Gears or belts? What will be used? Gears
Yes,
or
yes.
belts? Gears, as simple as this. So whenever there is high power and distance between shafts is less, gears are used. When there is less power, we want to transmit, but distance between the shafts is more, then it is called as belt. Belts are used as simple as this. So here again it will go in depth. What does it mean by shaft? What does it mean by shaft? Again, here question may come in your mind. What is mean by shaft? So shaft is nothing but what is this? Shaft is nothing but rotary element. Rotary element which is used to transmit power. Shaft, whenever a shaft word will come in front of you, it just mean it is meant it is a rotary element. जो फिरत असतो, that's why we are calling it as a shaft. If it is stationary, आपण त्याला simple rod असं म्हणू, rod. We can call it as a rod then. Simply we can call it as a rod. But as it is a rotary element and which will use it to transmit power, that's why it is called as shaft. Any other element? Are you knowing some other element which is used to transfer power apart from gears, belts, any other?
Pulleys. Pulleys.
Pulley. Okay, pulley. Pulley is also one of the element, something like gears. It is mounting actually. Any other in bicycle? How
Chain,
front
sir.
wheel and rear wheel? Chain. That I was expecting. Chain in bicycle is very famous element. Chain and sprocket actually. Chain and sprocket we are saying. Chain and sprocket. Sprocket, this word you might have heard in your practical. So chain is also element which is used to transmit power. Okay, so actually it is a part. All whatever I am telling, it is a part of your basic mechanical engineering. It is expected that you might have heard about this. Okay, so if not, now let us see. Gears are the mechanical element which are used to transmit power from one shaft to other shaft. The simple definition here after being a mechanical engineer, it should come immediately in your mind. What is now, this is not the task to understand the definition. Apart from definition, we should know what are the different types of gears. Now, first gear. Now, so in a figure, one of the figure I have kept at the corner where there is a shaft and gears are there. There is a shaft and gears. Okay. So what is? Shall I give list which types of gears are there? So so let us give list. So there are total four types of gears we are going to see. Four. One is a spur gear. So just see spur gear. Second one is bevel gear. Second one is bevel gear. Okay, then third one is worm wheel, or it is also called as worm gear. So Fourth one is wormhole or worm gear. Okay, and last one is worm. Simply it is called as worm. Okay, so simply it is a worm. These four types of gears are there in our practice. So these four types are there. So let us see one by one. So have you heard these names in your basic mechanical engineering somewhere? First one is spur gear, second one is bevel gear, third one is wormhole or worm gear, and fourth one is worm. Simply it is called as worm. Okay. So have you heard these names before this? It is a core part of mechanical engineering. We should know this. हे आपल्याला माहीतच असायला पाहिजे. We should know it. Being a mechanical engineer. What is spur gear? Have you heard before this? It was expected that you should heard, or you might have heard these names in basic mechanical engineering, BCME something somewhere. Have you heard? If not, no issue. From today, you should remember these names. Okay. Coming back to first, spur gear. हे माहित होते का gears? Let me check whether you were aware about this or not. Whether you were knowing about this?
No, sir.
No, at all. It was not there in your basic mechanical engineering.
No, sir.
It was not.
No, sir.
Okay. No issue. If it is there, okay. No, if it is not there, now we will see. Now our task is to remember this diagram. Our subject, as far as our subject is concerned, this diagram is important. Now, what is spur gear, where it is used, that applications, etc. Along with that, this diagram is most important. So, what is spur gear? So, let us see what is spur gear. Spur gears are nothing but teeth are there. So, whatever this on the periphery, teeth are there. Teeth, T-E-E-T-H. Whatever teeth are there, that teeth are cut parallel to the shaft axis. Teeth are cut parallel to the shaft axis, or it is straight. It is straight. That's why it is called as spur gear. So depending upon orientation of teeth, these types are there. So we can say एखादा गिअर आपण कुठल्या टाइपचा आहे, or we can say, or we can identify depending upon what orientation of teeth. We can identify how the teeth orientation. Depending upon that, we can identify what type of gear. So what is spur gear? What is spur gear? Teeth are cut parallel to the shaft axis. Means these are parallel. The parallel आहेत. Are you remembering? So I will highlight somewhere here. I am highlighting. Are you getting? So these teeth are parallel to shaft axis. Then another one parallel to the shaft axis. Parallel to shaft axis. So shaft axis, you are knowing here it is a shaft. For this shaft, teeth are cut parallel to it. Teeth are cut parallel to shaft axis. So that's why it is called as spur gear. So symbol. So how it is? So diagram. So this symbol you have to remember. Spur gear. It is convention is what? Something like this. This is convention. So like this, it is a convention. Okay. So something like this. So there is a concept in case of gears. There is one concept called as pitch circle. It is called a pitch circle. So inside one center line circle, are you observing here? One center line circle is there inside. So it is called as pitch circle. It is called as pitch circle. What is that pitch circle? What is that pitch circle? It is an imaginary circle along which gear is rotating. It is called as pitch circle. It is imaginary. So it is not the case that once you will take any gear in your hand, you should ask where is this pitch circle. It is imaginary concept or imaginary concept. Pitch circle. It is an imaginary circle along which gear rotates. It is called a pitch circle. So in all cases, it will come. It will say in all cases, it is something like this. So it is something like this. So just I have drawn here little diagram. So pitch circle is important. What is pitch circle? It is an imaginary circle along which gear rotates. Is called as pitch circle. P-I-T-C-H. Again, I will give the what is the P-I-T-C-H. P-H. Pitch circle. You know the definition of circle. Pitch circle. It is an imaginary circle along which gear rotates is called as pitch circle. Okay. So how many things I have told related to spur gear? What is spur gear? Firstly, spur gear म्हणजे काय? To whom we should call it as a spur gear? No, I will not ask what is gear. Before that, I will ask what is spur gear.
Tips are cut parallel to shaft axis.
Very good. Tips are cut parallel to shaft axis. Okay. And what is pitch circle? P-I-T-C-H. What is pitch circle? In case this definition also will come again and again in your third year, final year, once you will start your career. So whenever gear, you will come across gear, pitch circle will come. What is pitch circle? It is an imaginary circle. It is an imaginary circle along which gear rotates. Finish. It is a imaginary circle along which gear rotates is called as pitch circle. Now application. So what do you feel when spur gear are used in practical or practice? What do you feel? कधी वापरले जाऊ शकतात? When shafts are parallel, when shafts are inclined, when shafts are perpendicular, when spur gears are used when shafts are parallel. Shafts are parallel. So you should remember this also. Very, very important. When shafts are parallel, in that case, spur gears are used. Further, now you can see one of the blue colored gear, larger gear, and one of the red colored gear. It is just rotating in animation. Okay. So shafts are parallel. So if you'll see adjacent gear movement, is it in same direction or opposite direction? The दोन gear mount केली शेजारच्या shaft वरती. How will be the movement of shaft? Is it opposite or in same direction?
Opposite.
Opposite.
It will be opposite. Okay. And what about diameter? What will be the relation between diameter of the gear and RPM? RPM आणि shaft diameter or gear diameter, what will be the relation? Diameter वाढला का RPM कमी होईल का वाढेल? It will increase the diameter of gear.
Diameter वाढला की
RPM.
RPM कमी होईल.
Very good. For example, tractor movement घेतली tractor. Very famous example. तर front wheel लहान असतात ट्रॅक्टरचे as compared to rear wheel. Front wheels are smaller and rear wheels are larger. Then whose RPM will be more in case of tractor? Revolution जास्त कोणाचे होत असतील? Front if you consider a particular front wheel movement will be more as compared to rear wheel. It is basic. We are interested only in convention. This, but I am telling some apart thing or some technical thing related to this. हे आपला फक्त concern एवढाच आहे. So in convention, this top and bottom is straight. Straight येतोय बघा straight. This is most important. This one and this one is most important. In case of our symbol, this one is about many more thing I have told related to spur gear. So you can remember this. Okay, tips are parallel to shaft axis. Okay, then pitch circle, the imaginary circle along which gear rotates, it is called as pitch circle. Then shafts are connected with each other, which will have opposite movement. Then larger the diameter, smaller the RPM, like this. Further, next one now, bevel gear. So what the definition we have seen related to spur gear? What the definition we have seen related to spur gear? Now related to bevel gear. Tips are inclined to shaft axis. What will be the word? In case of spur gear, what was the word? Tips are parallel to shaft axis. Tips of gear are cut parallel to shaft axis. There it was a word parallel, but here there will be word inclined. Here word will be inclined. Now if you see this tip, So I'm highlighting by red color on the tip. So you might have heard on your, you might have seen in your screen, mobile screen or whatever laptop. So these red colors, these are now not parallel to the shaft axis, but it is inclined. These are not parallel to the shaft axis, but it is inclined to the shaft axis. Inclined to the shaft axis. Are you getting? I am highlighting by the red color tips of the gear, bevel gear. Have you heard or have you seen on your screen? Screenवरती दिसतंय का बघा? Tips are now inclined to the shaft axis. It is called as bevel gear. Tips are inclined to the shaft axis. It is called as bevel gear. Are you with me? लक्षात येते का नाही?
Yes, sir.
हा. So tips are inclined to the shaft axis. It is called as bevel gear. Now here two angles will come into picture. Two angles. Which are they? I will tell you. So as far as bevel gears are concerned, two angles will come. One is called 45. One is called 45-degree angle and another one is 90 degree. Here always you have to remember these two angles related to bevel gear. Which are they? First one is 45 degree, another one is 90 degree. So 45 degree, how it concerned with bevel gear? This 45-degree angle, how it is concerned with this bevel gear. So 45 degree is called as beveling angle of bevel gear. What is that? Whatever this inclination of tip is there, whatever this inclination of tip is there, that inclination is 45. You remember this. So whatever this it is there, it is 45. So it is famous sentence related to bevel gear. Beveling angle of bevel gear is 45. What is beveling angle? What is beveling angle? Angle made by teeth of bevel gear with the shaft axis. And how much it is? Bevel gearचे teeth किती angle inclined असतात axis ला, shaft axis ला? By what angle? किती सांगितलं आता angle? How much angle it is inclined with the axis of shaft?
45.
45. And what is the name of that 45 angle? What is the name? Beveling angle. It is called as beveling angle. It is called as beveling angle. And why for this 90 degree is used in case of bevel gear? Why for this 90 degree is used? So bevel gears are used to transfer power at 90 degree or perpendicular power transmission. When bevel gears are used, when bevel gears are used, bevel gears are used to transfer power at 90 degree. So what is the two angles I have told? One is 45 and one is 90 degree. So are you getting why for 45 and why for 90 degree angle is used in case of bevel gears? Can anybody repeat? Why for
Can I, sir?
45 is used?
45 angle is it is an angle made by teeth of gear with shaft axis, and 90
Very good.
degrees for
What is the name of that? आपण काय म्हणतो त्याला 45 degree
beveling
is
angle.
called as which? Very good. Beveling angle. Most of the time, this multiple choice is asked in exam. Most of the time, beveling angle of bevel gear is whatever. So option is 45 is correct option. So remember this sentence here after always. Beveling angle of bevel gear is 45 degree. Next one, 90 degree. What is the significance of 90 degree angle with bevel gear? Who was telling?
90 degree represents bevel gear transmit power with angle 90 degree.
Very good. Very good. 100% correct. Bevel gears are used to transfer power, we will say. Bevel gears are used to transfer power to 90 degree, or in other words, 45 degree power, sorry, not 45, 90 degree power transmission or perpendicular power transmission. For that purpose, it is used. So famous example of this bevel gear, we can say. So if you see some heavy vehicle, something, maybe dumper, ST, truck, etc. So there is one concept called as differential gearbox. In between the wheels, structure is there, something like this. Structure असते बघा. It is something like this. Maybe here something like this. And here there is wheels, something like this. Wheels are there. Okay, so this structure is called as differential gearbox. This structure, this middle structure is called as differential gearbox. There it is used. There it is used to have a differential power transmission. So that is one application. And for this first one, for this first one, this one, spur gear assembly. So many more options are there. If you'll see examples in your summer season, people want to drink what we can say, juice of sugarcane. काय म्हणतो आपण त्याला, sugarcane juice machine, small machine where we can have that. So there also these gears are used, something like this. अशी gears असतात, parallel gears, spur gears. For this dual gear application is differential gearbox. You remember this. Day to day life also example are there. Crushing of ice in summer. Person असतो and just it is rotating by hand that particular what we can say, device, and that crushing of the ice, crushing of the ice is collecting horizontally or vertically, and the rotation of shaft is happening in horizontally. That power transmission is happening through 90 degree in case of dual gear. That you have to remember. Okay. Worm wheel. Next one is worm wheel. Third one. So now if you will see here, again it is very simple. So worm wheel, the end of, we can say, uh, top surface of the teeth. In case of worm wheel, top surface of teeth, what shape is it this? हा shape कुठला आहे? Concave or convex? Is it, आणि how this is? Second कुठला आहे आणि पहिला कुठला आहे? First one is this. The top surface of teeth is convex or concave? And in case of this, who will highlight or who will tell me, concave or convex? In case of
Concave
worm
first.
wheel, top surface. First one is
Concave.
very good. First one is concave shape. It is not straight. It is concave. So in short, I will tell, worm wheel is a type of spur gear. Only top surface of teeth is concave. Top surface of teeth is concave in shape. Okay. So why for it is to accommodate worm. हा जो आहे, to accommodate the worm. For that purpose, it is shape is concave. In case of, now question may come in your mind. In case of what is difference between spur gear and worm wheel? Basic, very basic question. What is difference between first we have seen spur gear and worm wheel or worm gear? What will be the difference? So this top surface of teeth is the main difference. Top surface of teeth is main difference. In case of spur gear, how it was? I will tell how it was. In case of spur gear, how it was? It was straight. It was a straight होता बघा. If you are remembering. In case of spur gear, this was straight. इथं जो होता तो straight आहे असा. In case of this, it is straight one. So this one you have to remember. It is straight spur gear. In case of here, it is straight. But in case of here worm wheel, are you observing? It is concave shape. This shape is concave. This shape is concave. Something like this. This shape is concave. This shape is concave to accommodate the worm. Otherwise, it is similar. This side view is same. Both side views are same. In case of this worm wheel and spur gear, side view is same, but it is, we can say, concave shape. It is having concave shape. Okay. Now worm and worm wheel arrangement. Worm and worm wheel arrangement. Why for it is used the high speed reduction ratio to reduce the speed highly. When we want to reduce the speed, this worm and worm wheel arrangement is used. How? You can search on Google. After tomorrow's lecture, you can tell. I will ask how. Application I have told. Worm wheel, it is one gear. Worm is one gear. And this another I will tell. It is worm. This is worm. Okay. This one is worm. So worm and worm wheel. Assembly of 3 and 4 is togetherly here it is shown. Assembly of 3 and 4 is shown here. Assembly of this. So it is used for high speed reduction ratio. It is used for high speed reduction ratio. How you have to tell. It is homework for you. How you can tell afterwards. Okay, so I have told what is worm of wheel. Top surface is concave in shape, and last year or 2 days it is worm. So one thing also here I have whatever structure is there in between, it is called as hub. Hub means this hub. This particular structure is called as hub, where it is used to mount on the shaft. This structure is here. This structure is here. It is called as hub. Okay, maybe this structure is here. Something like here it is not present, but still it is called as hub. This is circular hole where it is used to mount on the shaft. It is called as hub. HUB hub. So in case of spur gear, hub is present. Then further, in case of dual gear, hub is present. Whether in dual gear hub is there, it should be hub, which is used to mount. Whether a hub is present in dual gear, hub दिसतोय का तुम्हाला dual gear मध्ये? Is it
Yes, sir.
present dually? Okay, it is there in dual gear also. In case of worm wheel, is it there? In case of worm wheel or worm gear,
Yes, sir.
yes, here also it is present. And what about this worm? Is it present in worm?
No.
It is not present. So you remember one thing I will tell you here. What is worm? Worm is not gear. It is shaft. Worm is not gear. It is shaft only. On shaft tips are present. On shaft tips are present. It is called as worm. Worm मध्ये special काय आहे? What is special in case of worm? Is it gear or is it shaft? Worm. Is it gear or is it shaft?
Shaft.
It is shaft. It is shaft. On which tips are there? एक shaftच आहे. हा दिसतोय बघा. You can see here also carefully. It is shaft on which tips are present. हा shaftच आहे. On which tips are present. So here what is absent in worm? Absent काय आहे worm मध्ये? What is absent? I have told just before. What is absent in case of worm? What is absent? Hub is absent.
Hub.
Why it is absent? Why it is absent? Because it is gear itself. Because the shaft itself is a gear. Gear means two my mistake. Type of gear सर आवाज येतो
I am not getting voice. Asmita, one.
येस सर. सर आवाज येत
Okay.
नव्हता तुमचा.
Okay. Last step. So in which gear it will convert? If I will show by mystically hub, हा कुठल्या टाइप मध्ये जाईल आपण whatever we have seen just before, in which type it will get convert? In which type it
Wormhole.
will not wormhole, straight. Teeth are straight. In which case teeth are straight? Wormhole चे straight आहेत का bevel चे आहेत का?
Spur gear.
Spur gear. It will convert it into spur gear. It will convert it into spur gear likewise. So quickly I will revise what we have seen today. Spur gear, teeth are parallel to the shaft axis. Okay, when shafts are parallel, spur gears are used. Okay, and teeth are parallel and straight one we can say. Bevel gear, two angles are there. In case of bevel gear, one is 45, another one is 90 degree. So what is 45? 45 degree is called as beveling angle of bevel gear, and 90 degree bevel gears are used to transfer power through 90 degree. Okay, then wormhole. Top surface of teeth is concave in shape to accommodate the worm. Top surface is concave, and it is used wormhole and worm and wormhole are used to high speed reduction ratio. So explanation I require from you. Further I will ask in next lecture how worm and wormholes are used for high speed reduction ratio. So you can search on Google and you can tell after me how it is. High speed reduction, lot of speed we can reduce by using worm and wormhole. How? Application I have told, explanation I require from you. You can go for your homework. And last one we have seen for today, it is worm. Worm is nothing but it is a shaft on which teeth are cut. So worm is nothing but shaft itself. On shaft itself, teeth are cut. So what is absent in case of worm? What is absent in case of worm? Worm मध्ये काय नाही
Hub.
hub is not there in case of worm. So by mistakenly, if at all you will draw hub, it will convert it into which type of gear? जर तुम्ही चुकून याच्यामध्ये hub काढला तर तो कुठल्या टाइप मध्ये? It will convert into spur gear. So for today, we will stop. Somebody want to ask something? You can. कुणाला काय विचारायचं आहे का? You can ask.